Hello guys, and welcome to this tutorial on how to create your activity on InVibz. So if you don't know what InVibz is a travel activity, excursion, experience, and tours platform. With InVibz as an activity provider, you have massive amount of benefits, and that's why I think it is one of the best platforms that you can be on as an activity provider if you're located in the Caribbeans or in South America. Without further delay, let's get right into it. Create an activity on InVibz. The very first thing that you're going to need to do is open up a browser. I am using Google Chrome, and you're going to type in what you see in my address bar there, invibz.com. Beautiful layout. By pressing that little man on the bottom, forward it to registering, click on registering. You're going to make sure that owner is in green, and then you're going to fill out all of this information. Alternatively, you can also go ahead and click on continue with Google. Great. So now that you have successfully created your account, I just want to say congratulations on taking the very first step to becoming very successful as an activity provider. From here, you can see that you have access to what is called a booking management system. So InVibz provides you with this booking management system so that you can be able to track your activities, see the amount of views that are there. These are all these analytics that you have access to. There's tons of stuff that you can get into, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to stay and on our course and look at how we create an activity on InVibz. So the very first thing I want you to do is click on that hamburger button next to Dashboard Navigator, and from the hamburger button, you're going to scroll down. If you don't see it in your list or yet, you're going to look at Add Listing. Click on Add Listing. Add Listing will take you to your Add Listing dashboard. From here, it's pretty basic. You're going to list the type of activity that you have. So for most of you who don't already know, InVibz accepts activities which are verified. So they will be verifying your activity and make sure that it's a legitimate activity, make sure that you're a legitimate activity provider. So what are activities and what activities does InVibz accept? So you can think of activities anywhere from the range of a photographer all the way to a person who has a catamaran, all the way to back to a person who's doing some type of tour. So if you're doing a tour, an activity, a excursion, an experience, cultural, all other types of experience, you can submit your listing. InVibz will determine if that's an activity in which it will allow on its platform. So in this example, I am just going to create an activity. So this is a history tour, right? And for the purpose of this tour, yeah, auto types, sometimes they're best friend, but not always. So I'm going to go with a history tour, and I'm going to properly give it a description of where it's at, so it's better for the search engine optimization. And for that purpose, I'm going to say that this is in Turks Island. All right, and from there, I'm going to upload my listing logo. As I can see to the side of it, the maximum file size is 2 gigabytes. So it cannot exceed more than 2 gigabytes. And then from there, I'm going to go to choose category, and I'm going to choose from one of these categories here. Now, if I can't find a category that my listing is named or what is similar to my listing, I'm going to just go ahead and choose activity. Choosing activity as a category will automatically be able to be listed, But more importantly, InVibz will go ahead and they will change that for you later. So I'm going to go ahead and select a activity for the service category that I'm providing. And so also this, if I hover over the question mark, I get these clues on what to do in this feature. This is very important because some people who are going to be your customers are very visual, and these will show up on your listing as visual clues of what you provide. So in my activity, yes, it's good for couples. The adventure is not challenging, it's easy. And is there air conditioning provided? No, there's no alcohol provided. There's no alcoholic beverages included. Cooking classes for our food testing? No. A cultural or historical insights? Absolutely. There's drone photography. It's eco-friendly. There's exclusive access that we provide, and there's a family discount, and it's also family friendly. So we're gonna add that. And there's a few, actually, there's a lot more that I can add. I can use the location provider, or I can type it in, right? And for me, I'm just going to actually type it in just because it might be a little bit easier for me to find it. All right, so there it goes. And it automatically finds it for me. I can enlarge it to see exactly where it's at. There we go. Turkey Caicos Islands. All right, and this is one category. Friendly address, which we don't need to actually put. That's only for if you would like to make sure that your listing is searchable with Google. Go ahead and put that. The region and where it's at. As I said, if there's not a region yet, InVibz would automatically generate one for you when your listing is done. The Google Map ID, something that you don't need, it will automatically recognize it, right? If you do put one though, then you can be able to add your reviews automatically. So we're going to scroll down to gallery, but you're going to click on that plus button. Once you click on that plus button, you're going to upload all of your activities photos. And here's the most important part. Right here, we're going to write a description of our activity that is enticing to right here. And then from there, I'm going to add my minimum price range. This will be shown on your listing. So for me, this historical tour, it's $50 per tour. Hours, I'm not going to include that as an activity provider, pricing and bookable services. Now, this is basically an add-on to your activity. They could do that here. And for me, for the purposes of this activity, I'm going to add photos as an extra. All right, and then I'm going to give it a price. And this price is $50. And I'm going to say, I'm going to give you 15 photos, right? And of course, I want to show this. So it says, click here, this item, bookable in booking widget. So I'm going to click this item to make this shown in the booking widget. Is this a one-time fee? Yes, it's a one-time fee, and the max quantity that could be ordered for this, right? So in this instance, I would say the max quantity is 10 for me. Okay, when we scroll down to booking, we have to enable booking in order for our activity to be bookable. So we can add availability. If we check availability, we can add all the days that we are available, so they could see the days that we are available right here. For us and this tutorial, I'm not going to do that, but this is highly recommendable if you want to display the times that you're operating and that they can book there. Otherwise, you can just add in your description. We are open from 9 to 5, last booking at 4 o'clock, Monday to Sunday, right? We're not going to add that for now. And we're going to scroll down to booking price and settings. So the regular price, and if we just click on that question mark, we'll be able to see exactly what it is. And so the default price for booking on Monday to Friday, right? Our default price is $50, right? We don't have an additional cost for weekend prices, and we don't have a reservation fee, right? But if we did have a reservation fee, say you have to reserve it and there's a fee for the reservation and it's $5. You can see here, you can click on it and see exactly what it means. It says how many hours you can wait for the client payment. For us, we're only going to wait, let's say, approximately 48 hours. If they reserve and they haven't made the full payment yet, they have 48 hours to make the full payment, or else the reservation will be considered canceled. Is there a maximum number of guests? We do have 27 as our maximum, and for our minimum, we won't take any less than 4 persons, and we could enable price per guest. And for us, we have to enable price per guest because that's part of our package experience. And enable end of hour picker, we're not going to use that because they don't need to pick their hour. We've already said in our description, which is not in my description, by the way, but hypothetically speaking, I've already put it in my description that the experience is 3 hours. And you can enable price per hour. We're not going to do that because the entire package in this example is only 3 hours. And information for email message. Now I can look here and see exactly what that means. Let's give it a try and see exactly what that means. Information you add below can be sent via email to users after booking. So here I might want to add the exact location, and I think I've used my speech to type to actually type out a description that tells the person thank you for supporting us. It also gives them the address where they will come for the activity, and it gives them the time. Now you can add more to that, and keep in mind all of these communications are monitored to make sure that they're in line with InVibz policy and procedures, but give as much information as you need for your customers to be able to find you. And then the calendar is already added, so I'm not going to block off any dates from my calendar, but if you had dates that you couldn't make it, then you just go ahead and block it off. I could just go ahead and block off those days, for example, and say, nope, those days I won't be available because I am attending my niece's 16th birthday, and it's a very special event for me. And then from there, what I'm going to do is press preview. Now, I haven't uploaded any photos yet, right? But I can see my activity here. I can see my description. I can see my pricing on the top. I can see what type of activity it is. I can see the features in which I added. I can see pricing. I can see where I'm located. And if I go ahead and press submit, give me a confirmation. Now, once my listing has been submitted, I will have to wait for the InVibz team to get back to me or review my activity and get back to me with an approval or with an additional corrections that I need to make in order for my listing to go live, my activity to go live. So perfect. We have that set and good and done. Next thing we'll need to do is preview it, and I'm going to preview it now. As I said, I don't have any photos listed on there, but this is essentially what the customer would see, but they would also see a photo of it, of mine, and they'll see the days that are booked off that I can't book for. I wouldn't be able to book those dates. But for instance, and because I set up instant booking, they can go ahead and they'll be instantly able to book it. They'll have to pick the time that they want to book it for, right? I blocked off a few days that they can't book. So for instance, I wanted to book on the 9th, and the time that I wanted to be there was, say 3 p.m., right? And I could add an additional service, and I wanted to add some photos, right? The minimum amount of guests that are allowed is 4 persons. So it's going to automatically start from 4, right? And because of add photos, it's going to calculate those photos. Now I can take this photo away and take it off of this package and remove it to 0. Let's do that. Right? Oh, so I've taken the photo off. As I can see, it added the photos for each and every person. It's $50, and everyone wants photos, right? So I can add it 0, or only add 1 photo per person, or I remove it. In this case, I'm gonna go ahead and add it, because what's a vacation without memories? So I'm gonna add 1, click on it. Everyone has photos. That's it. If I have a coupon code, I can place a coupon code here. Also, in the listing that you have, you'll be able to give coupon codes to persons when they're booking, and I can go ahead and press on book. Now, it will automatically take me to the payout, confirm payment, and make pay, right? And that's because our booking is instant booking. But we're going to take a look now, and we'll automatically be able to get that pay. And this shows us the booking. It shows us what the activity is. And there you have it. That is the way you create a listing on InVibz. I hope this tutorial was beneficial and you learned a lot from it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a message in the comment, and I'll be glad to respond to you, and the community will be able to respond to you as well. So let's keep learning, keep sharing, and grow at the same time. One additional thing I wanted to show you before I just let this go off, I can see here that I can see my listing, right? It hasn't been approved yet, and although I can see it, others cannot see it. So I can see it because this is my account, but it won't be, no one else will be able to see it until I have gotten it approved. So another thing I just wanted to show you is how a listing would look when you do it properly. As we can see here, this listing has a logo. It has all of the photos there. It has 9 photos. We can see that. We can see this location, address, reviews, and the description, disclaimers, cancellation policy. We can see where it's located. We can see its calendar, and we can see how to book it.